everybody, happy Valentine's Day. I'm just going to be doing a Valentine Day card share that I made for my family. So here we go. This one's made for my son who's 17, and first off, the card base is a pre-made card base that I got from a rack, but I believe you can get them at Michael's, maybe even the dollar store. I'm not really quite sure. I'm kind of thinking this size is Michael's. The paper I used was from My Mind's Eye, the station. I used Cheeky Mate from the Greeting Farm. Again, like I said, he's 17, so I kind of thought he might like the whole kind of pin-up-y girl look. And I used my Copic markers to color her in. And I also used, to distress the card front, the Tim Holtz Distress Inks. I believe I used Vintage Photo and, is it Shabby Shutter or Shutter something? I want to say it's Shabby Shutter, which is a green. Then I used red stickles to do the little polka dots. I used Spellbinder Heart. It's not like their perfect heart. It's kind of like the oblong looking one, and this is the largest size. I had some little star silver brads, so I used those. I used some seam binding, and then I wanted him to be able to like hang it. So, please excuse all this messy area. So I added a ribbon to it so it can be hung. He has a pin board in his bedroom, and you know, it's got like Sports Illustrated girls on it, and you know, the things that a 17-year-old boy has in there, you know, Xbox crap and stuff like that. So anyways, that's what I did. Here's another thing. After I made the card, I didn't want to throw away the envelope that came with the cards, but I didn't know what to do with them. So this morning when I woke up, I was like kind of sitting here putting things together, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to attach that to the back. And so that's what I did. So I stamped a little sentiment. It says "Made with Love." And then I wrote, you know, a personal letter to each of them. If I would have thought about this yesterday, I would have went and got some gift cards and shoved them in there too. So, but now that you know, such an easy peasy idea, now I'll know to do that. So rather than, you know, use my little small envelopes that, you know, I have and that probably everybody else has, recycle your envelopes, because I mean, this wasn't going to fit in an envelope. So anyways, that's what I did. I also want to give everybody the color combination that I used for the green and the brown. The reason I'm going to do that, a lot of times you see videos of card shares and coloring, but it doesn't really tell you, or whoever, you know, they don't tell you what actual colors they used. And I think that you should, if you're going to get into Copics, yes, they are expensive. So rather than, you know, spending hundreds of dollars on maybe a lot of colors that you really don't need to start, here's my two combinations that I think should be core colors in your pin, whatever, pin stash. Does that make sense? So let me kind of get a little close for you. So the green, okay, I only used two greens, and I used G 94, and G 99. And then her brown boots were E 33 and E 25, E 29. Okay, E 33 is this really light highlighted area. So I put that down first, then went in with 25 and 29 being the darkest. So I hope that helps. You know, those of you that are just starting out and maybe want, you know, to invest in some Copic markers, you know, there's a quick little color combination for you. Okay, get that out of the way. Then here's my hubby's card, and I used the same card base. I did the same thing. I put the envelope on the back and I attached the ribbon so he could hang it upstairs in the living room up there, which is his man cave, and like the downstairs living room and everything else is my sewing cave. Anyways, I wanted his to be a little bit more, you know, bright white, so I left the card as it came, basically. I also used Greeting Farm stamps, and I'm going to call this the Ahoy set. Here's the little set. It comes with a little boy, little girl, and a few sentiments, and the little anchor stamp. And I also colored him in Copics, and I used for the white, I don't know if it's showing up, but there's a tiny hint of blue. So I used BG0000. So that's BG and 4 zeros, which is called Snow Green. So what I did was I went along, you know, all the white just real sporadically. Then I used my colorless blender and just kind of went over it a little bit so it would kind of give it a little bit of a highlighted look. For his, well, you know what? I didn't write down the blues. Darn it. Well, if you want to know the blues, just comment and I'll let you know. Oh, wait. I think I used B97 and B99 for the blues, for the little trim. And then, of course, you know, just your standard C5, C7, and C9, which are the blacks for his boots. I use the same My Mind's Eye paper pad, and then one of the papers, sorry, that's my phone, one of the papers had the little sentiment, so I cut it off, and it was actually a scrap, and it happened to be in the right spot, so I was lucky on that. So I got that. And then some red seam binding, and you know, I use the same Cuttlebug folder, the polka dots, and then use the light blue stickles. And then I stamped some anchors on the inside, and that's about it for his. And then, oops, sorry, I was trying to focus. Here's my daughter's, and I used the same card base, and I used Cheeky Girl, Cheeky Chat. My daughter is forever on her cell phone. She's 20 years old, so I figured, you know, the little girl with the cell phone or telephone was perfect for her. And I used the vintage photo to distress the whole card front, used red stickles to, you know, use the polka dots, seam binding, the Studio G Metal XO Brad. She's up on Pop Dots. I added ribbon for hers as well. Let me come out so she could hang it in her room. And then I added the same envelope, you know, and added a little sentiment. On the insides, that's where I'm having trouble, guys. Like, you know, I use the negative or the leftovers of the heart. So, you know, I don't know. I didn't know what to do. And then I had, you know, some little scraps. So I made some little, you know, the little banners. And, you know, just wrote Happy Valentine's Day. And I always call my daughter Chubby Cheeks. So, anyways, so yeah. So there's my 3 Valentine cards from my family. And I hope that the little color combinations help somebody, and I hope maybe the attaching the envelope to the back, you know, gives you an idea. Maybe, you know, like if I were to be giving it to somebody, you know, like here on YouTube, I would definitely probably go all out on the back too, because, you know, I know that you guys would appreciate it a whole heck of a lot more than what my husband or my son would. My daughter would appreciate it too, but, you know, I was a little pooped by the time I finished doing all these. So, you know, this was my first time using any of these stamps and, you know, doing black hair and the greens, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a learning process. And here's another thing too. I know this is getting kind of long, and I'm sorry guys, so, but let me kind of zoom in a little bit. I did my daughter's first, and when I cut her out, oh wait, I'm going the wrong way. When I cut her out, I cut all the white off, and then I wanted W3 to go around the edges, and I like it, but then I did my husband's second, and then see how I left the white, and I think I kind of like that look a little bit better. And I did the same for my sons. I left the white. I think it gives it a more cartoony look, and that's what I'm totally into. So I don't know, you know, I think it's definitely personal preference, but if you've never trimmed out your cards, try it. I mean, it is tedious and time consuming, but you know, once you finish up, the end result is, you know, it's really nice. So, alrighty everybody, I am going to, excuse me, I got up at the crack of dawn this morning to run to Walmart because I totally forgot to get my husband beef jerky. I get him beef jerky, like Jack Link's beef jerky, every year for Valentine's, and for some reason I forgot. So I got up at the crack of dawn this morning to go get him some. So I'm a little tired. But anywho, I have a really cool project coming up, and I'll be doing a video, a before and after video. I'm hoping to get it done by the weekend. It's, you know, we've all been doing pin swaps, so I have a ton of pins and no place to put them. So I love the tags that they came on and whatnot, but you know, after you get all those things, you want to see them, and it's so hard to display them. So I came up with an idea, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Alrighty, have a wonderful Valentine's Day. If you didn't get any chocolate, go buy yourself some. If chocolate's not your thing, whatever is, go buy it for yourself, because today's the day to splurge. And I will see you guys later. All right, toodles.